Hey everyone, Tony George, DocSports.com. It is Monday and we're talking Big 12 basketball. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about the two marquee games tonight and an NBA lean. I'm in a good mood. We didn't lose a single pick on Sunday. I'm going to go on an NFL rant from a member here at the end of the free plays. Let's get to it and we'll tell you what's on deck tonight. We got some singled out best bets in 3 different sports. And we'll talk about the weekend real quick. First of all, tonight, there's 2 marquee games. You've got Wake catching 8.5 and Cincinnati catching 8.5 tonight. North Carolina favored against Wake at home. Kansas favored against just had a brain fart. Cincinnati. So anyway, one of these 2 underdogs is going to cover tonight. So that, in my opinion, Wake's got some pretty good numbers. I think they're probably the least likely to cover. They just got some good offensive and defensive numbers. They really do. Better than North Carolina's, but the record's not there. But Wake always gives them a game. I think last time they played last year, they split last year, 1-1, home and home. In the NBA tonight, we have a pick. We passed all weekend. We're very low volume, extremely selective in the NBA, and if you're not, you're crazy. However, I think Boston might get over on Dallas at 3. I know Doncic is back, but Porzingis. I tell you, when Boston has Porzingis healthy and in the lineup, that's a big problem with him. You know, he's like Kevin Love back in the day. He's never healthy. Never. But when he is a baller. He had 32 the last game. And I don't think Dallas has anything inside for him. I'd lean Boston there. I got a little better bet than that in the NBA. That's one I had written up and then pulled off the board. I'm just sharing this with you. And by the way, sorry about the lighting. It's a rainy and cold and cloudy day and no sunshine in Las Vegas, which is rare. You have about 10 of those a year. This is one of them. Getting into this Kansas and Cincinnati game. Now, Kansas went on the road 2 days ago and laid an egg up in Morgantown. And their last 12 trips to Morgantown, the last 12 years, and I realized Bobby Huggins was involved in this. Of course, him and Bill Self are best buddies. Kansas is only 5-7. That's a tough road trip. When I was doing radio for ESPN 20 years ago, I made a trip up there not only for a basketball game, for a football game. And you got to fly to Pittsburgh, 2-hour bus ride down, a whole 9 yards. It's a tough road trip, and it's a tough place to play. The natives are restless there, both in the football stadium and in the basketball arena. But Kansas went there and got beat as big favorite. And one thing, I've been handicapping Bill Self since he's been coaching. And this is before Kansas. And one thing he has always done is bounce back off losses big time. And that's something you need to consider tonight. Now, I'm not saying that Cincinnati is not without merit, but offensively they're going to be challenged here against Kansas's defense. And I think Kansas covers this number. Last time they lost to Central Florida on the road, Kansas is not... I'm telling you, anytime you see Kansas laying over 6 on the road, you need to be looking at the other side. They went on the road at Central Florida and got beat 65-60 or 66-60, don't quote me. But they played Oklahoma, who's a good team, the very next game. Beat them by 12, laying 6.5. Earlier this season, in a neutral floor tournament, they got lit up and beat down by Marquette. The very next game, I believe it was the next day, they played Tennessee, who is a damn good basketball team, despite Rick Barnes being an idiot as a head coach. They're a good basketball team. They beat them by 9, laying 1. They're at home tonight. They're going to have their ears pinned back. Bill Self does not like to lose. He coaches his team up after losses, and I think it's just a bad spot for Cincinnati. I'd take Kansas in this game for your official free play. we swept. We haven't lost an NFL. Well, first of all, we'll go on a rant here in a second. We got a 4-unit college basketball hidden gem best bet with Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We went 6-3 over the weekend. We did lose the 6-unit play on Saturday. We swept on Sunday, kind of had a nice little 7-unit bounce back yesterday on 2 picks. And we have a 4-unit hidden gem small conference under the radar game, as usual. Tim finds these little hidden gems for me. And he helps me with my college basketball. We've got one tonight. We've got a 3-unit NBA best bet. We have a 3-unit NHL best bet. And those are low volume, low unit plays. Nothing fancy, nothing to hype. You know I could like triple sales by telling you I got a 7-unit this, 7. No, we're just cherry picking best bets, lower units, lower volume in both NHL and the NBA, and both of them return of NBA 64% on the year, NHL's over 60%. You know, so we've got those 2 picks out. Now, yesterday, the football weekend, there weren't really any surprises. I thought but one surprise I got was a guy bitching about a 7-unit win. And this particular individual follows us on the videos and somehow got me a DM on Twitter. I must have followed him way back in the day, and I still do. But he was all pissed off that he paid for the weekend package to get the 7-unit play, and it was on Kansas City. I knew you were going to take Kansas City. You homered Kansas City the last 2 weeks. You're from Kansas City. You're a huge Kansas City fan. I want my money back. What? I took Kansas City the last 2 weeks because they were the better team. I faded Kansas City as much as I take them. Josh Allen, what has Buffalo done when the spotlight's been on them? What have they done? Failed at every turn. Repeatedly. Defense, special teams. You got 5-6 starters out on defense against Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, who now are going to their 6th straight AFC championship. That's called experience. That's called knowing how to win in the clutch. The year they beat San Francisco in the Super Bowl, Kansas City had every playoff game at home, and every playoff game and the Super Bowl, they were down double digits going into the second half and won. They were down 10 to San Francisco with 6 minutes left and won by 10 in the biggest game in the world. You don't discount that experience. They're a 3.5 point underdog to Baltimore this weekend on the road. That's probably going to be a tall chore, but what I'm saying is I took Kansas City against Miami. Again, 6 starters on defense and no defensive ends. But against Mahomes at home when it's 25 degrees below zero and you're from South Florida. And what's Miami done in every big game they were in this year? Failed. Couldn't get it done. Same thing, I put a huge detailed write-up on that game of why Kansas City was going to beat them. They did. And they faced adversity the entire game. You could say, well, Buffalo missed a field goal wide right. Well, yeah, they did. When you're playing for a chance to go to an AFC championship, you have to deliver in big moments, and Buffalo has not done that under Josh Allen. And then you throw in the coaching mismatch. Say that fast 3 times. Coaching mismatch. McDermott versus Reed? Are you serious? It's not even close. Harbaugh versus Reed? That's close. Okay? That's a different animal. Totally. Sorry about the free play on Tampa. Tampa gave them a ball game. They just couldn't get it done late in the fourth quarter, basically. They were right in there. Mayfield's a gamer. Made some big throws. Evans tore him up. You're able to run on him. McCaffrey's going to have a big day against the Lions this upcoming week. Them without Deebo Samuel, they score 17 points a game. With Deebo Samuel, they score 31 points a game. Almost a 2-touchdown difference. Keep that in mind. But anyway, I took Kansas City because they were the better team. And you have 4 really, really good football teams playing this upcoming weekend. You have the reigning Super Bowl champion with the reigning MVP taking on Lamar Jackson and Baltimore. You've got San Francisco, who looks like they have a few chinks in the armor. Green Bay exploited a lot of things in that game. Matter of fact, Green Bay outplayed them and Green Bay outcoached them. Still lost. So you've got a Lions team that goes for broke on every play. Anything can happen this weekend. Interesting. Griff Murphy and I will talk about it on Wednesday a little bit with some props. By the way, props 6-0 over the weekend. 6-unit top pick yesterday on a 3-play card that went 3-0, went 3-0 on Saturday. Isaiah Pacheco over 60 yards against that Buffalo's defense. Are you kidding me? Easiest money he made all weekend. Doc Sports, free $60. Link in the description below. Get over there, check us out.